Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today I'm going to be working on stage 114 on the Ghostbusters car, which is going to be the skirting, rear fender, and rear license plate. In addition, some extra pieces that are coming in this pack is a replacement for the, I believe this is the gear shift from way back. I don't even know what pack that was in, but apparently there was something wrong with it. We've got some screws here. I'm going to set them aside. Actually, I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to leave all the parts in the bubble pack because I've got to bring the car over, and it is going to take over the whole desk. And we will be finally attaching the steering wheel on the car. I say finally because it's been a long time for me. For those of you who are watching as we just now get restarted, hasn't been any time at all. And I mentioned the fact that I was missing the door lock for the replacement door because I apparently never put it in on the door that I put together just in case I never got the replacement door. Or I didn't put it in because I wanted to be able to get it back out. So I want to move the car over, or move the body over. I'm going to pop that in, and then I'll come back and we'll start working on the bottom of the car. Okay, so the first thing they have us do is turn the car over so that we can actually put these parts on. I'm just looking to make sure I've got the right one for each side. Double check. No, this one will go on this side over here. But before I can put it in there, I've got to make sure that these wires that are running from up in the front, not sure what kind of wires what lights they are, but they're wires for lights. And I need to make sure that I've got these wires where they're not going to get hit by, especially by this screw over here. So let me slide this here on. And there are, well, let me show you. There are actually little barrels on here, screw lugs, and it goes into the holes, so it should be okay. Shouldn't have any issue with the screws cutting the wire. Let me see, it says for the front I need an AP screw, which is a very common screw in the build. Let me get one loaded up on the screwdriver. Let me find the right screwdriver first. And of course, it is the fourth one I pull out. We get one AP screw. I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of them right there. The AP screw is actually off camera. Hang on a second. AP screw is going to go right in here, just barely on camera right now. Gently put it in there. Tighten it down. I'm going to, because this is all lugs that are actually in the side of the car already, I'm going to go ahead and tighten it all the way down. The next three are VP screws. Matter of fact, let me just bring them all on there. Bring all the screws over so that I have them all handy. These were the APs, and these are the VPs. I need three of these. There's three of them. Set these back here. And they will go into the holes here, here, and here. I'm going to go ahead and do the back one first. And that does the chrome rocker panel for the car. With all these wires coming into the body of the car, it is fixed. We're getting to the point where we're about to put the body onto the chassis, which is going to be an interesting feat in itself. I've had it sitting there for the last year while the while they were starting to get parts out to people again. But it was a little bit difficult to get it back off. It was a little bit interesting to get it on in the first place. So on this side, let me move the car over. So I'm doing the exact same thing on this side. I'm going to set it on here, and then I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, put the screws in, and I'll come back after that point. Let me see. That one's not wanting to go in. There we go. So let me pause and get those 4 screws in. Okay, so that's got this other side on here, and I will tell you this one here, the lug didn't want to go in, and after I had the front and the back here on, this one was actually popped out, so I had to work with it a little bit. You can actually see a little bit here on the bottom, maybe not in the camera, but I can see where it's been scratched a little bit because it's been sitting in a box for a year. So let me get the car or the body out of the way, because that's all we need the body for tonight. But before I do that, I'm going to throw a piece of tape across these wires inside so that they aren't falling out all over the place anymore. Had them taped up before, had them zip tied, had to undo them so that I could start working on the car again. That right there should keep them out of harm's way. So I will be back after I move the car off the bench. Okay, I've got the car off the bench. I actually left the book across the room. Got the car off the bench. I now have the rest of the parts. I'm not moving the car back over just to put this bumper on. I'll tell you that right now. There's going to be, once this bumper is on, there's going to be a screw here, an IM screw that goes in here into metal, and 2 IP screws or JP screws on the ends to secure it to the back end of the car. The car weighs too much to be moving it back and forth all the time. I may just hold on to doing this until I get the next stages. That way I should be working on the body of the car at that point, and so I'll do it then. First thing to do though, or the next thing to do, is to take the bumper and attach the Ecto 1 license plate. There's a couple of lugs on here, and this is actually metal, I believe. Let me see if it's not magnetic, but I think it's metal. It is. It says BM screws. So there's 2 holes for the lugs to go into. Let me find my BM screws here. There should be 3 of them. Where did I put? There it is. I heard in my head a couple of guys from Hobby Time Modelers just say, over there. It's our thing. If somebody says, where is something? We say, it's over there. It's right over there. Just look over there. So let me go ahead and get these on here. There's one. And I am dipping these screws in the oil. There's the other one. You know what? Just because there's not a whole lot going on in this video. So let me move all these parts out of the way. Let me see. I don't need the DM. I need the IM and the JP screws. And I'm not even going to pause for this because it's not going to take that long, other than rolling the car over and flipping it around, because I actually turned it around when I moved it. I did get the key lock in on the passenger front door, the one that had to be replaced. I can take this tape off of here now, because this tape, all it's doing is holding the it's holding these wires in place. I don't think they need to be held in place anymore because they're held here and here. Let me see how this goes on here. Okay, so there's a lug here and here. We should turn the license plate upside right. And this tab here that is going to go on here like that, that's going to go into metal. And that's actually covering the wires holding them in place. And that was the IM screw, and it's actually a pretty good size screw, so let me get the bigger screwdriver. And I'll dip it in the oil and very carefully put the screw in and make sure I do not cut those wires, because that would be a very bad thing. And I think I'm going to go ahead and tighten this all the way down, and then I'll do the other two screws. One thing I always do after I do something like this is I make sure that I can move these wires a little bit. They are moving. There's a ton of wires in there. Switch screwdrivers. I have 3 JPs, which means the 2 that I need are all I'm going to take out. Set one there. I'm going to attempt to do this without getting my fat head in the way. One is going to go right here. You can see it's pushing the bumper out. A little bit of gap back here. But it is, even in the era of the movie, it was a 30-year-old car. Put this one in. And make sure that one might be able to go in a little bit more. Switch cameras real quick. And there's the bumper in place, although it's upside down. So let me pause while I move the car and bring the chassis over. So I just realized when I said there, that's what that looks like. You guys didn't see anything because I'm using OBS and I have it in studio mode, which means I can change the second screen, but I have to hit Control to move the image over, and I never did that. Like I said before, that the body is heavy. I'm not moving it back over here. So back in issue 36, we received the steering wheel. Get it all out of here. We received the steering wheel, the turn signal, and the gear shift mechanism. So I had to pause there for a second. My wife needed something. So back in issue, I think it was 36. I read in the book. Yeah, 36. We got the steering wheel, the gear shift, and the turn signal along. And the turn signal arm was incorrect. Looking at it, and it's kind of interesting because I don't know if they had that little tab on there. I'm not even sure if that's a tab. No, that's supposed to be there. But I don't see any major differences between the two. Make sure, do I have the right one? I mean, they look so much similar. Actually, I think this is the gear shift. This is the turn signal. And the only thing I can see that's different is the little rubber grommet on there. So let me set this one here. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. They go on like this. I truly do not see any major difference between them, except for I had it on the wrong side. This is the gear shift, this is the turn signal. That little boogery spot on the turn signal is on the bottom. We can take the steering wheel out, move this. So this is going to sit on here on the steering column. Let me see. And they do not actually lock in at all. It was kind of surprising that they left the steering wheel off for so long. And then the wheel, forgot about that. The wheel is actually metal. You set this down. The wheel does have a D-shaped hole in the back of it. It can only go on one way, and that's because the wheel is supposed to turn when you turn the steering wheel. That is let me just double check, see what kind of screw it is. It is a DM, so it's going into metal. I'm going to need to dip it into oil. This is going to be a little bit tricky because I'm trying to hold that while I'm putting the screw through it. And trying to keep these arms kind of in the right spot. So let me try this again. Re-dip it in oil because I rubbed it all off. Put it through the hole in the steering wheel. And if you can't see it, it's even worse for me. I can't see through my own fat hands. Okay, I think that's got it. Yeah, it is going on there, and I will be honest, it would be really cool if the steering works, but similar to the bus, those do actually tie together. Similar to the bus, if it doesn't, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to be driving it around. But now that that's on, let me pick up the front end and see it does turn. Not a whole lot, but it does turn. And unfortunately, these arms turn with it. But it's straight. Let me grab the last piece here, and that would be the cap, also known as the horn on these older style cars. And it just sits on there like that. And we are done for this stage. This is all I have for right now, so it's going to be probably another month before I pop any more videos out. But I'm really, really happy to be working on this car again. I really missed it. I was very upset when when Eagle Moss went under and I couldn't finish it. So with that, I'm going to call it a video. Like and subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. Links will be in the description, and see what we're doing. We do the Thursday. We do the Friday night and Sunday afternoon streams. You're welcome to come and watch. You're also welcome, if you join the Discord, to come and join us. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your people you know. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will catch you on the next video.